We have another blue-red deck drafted up, but this time it's blue-red control. So in this list, I'm running sort of a cantrip package and 4 copies of Consider, 3 copies of Expressive Iteration, along with my counterspells of choice, which are Archmage Charm and the new counterspell Washout, which is really good and historic. In some parts of this video, you might see Washout being played as Stifle. My original list had Washout in it, but I decided to give Stifle a try. I didn't like it. Went back to Washout. We also, payoff-wise in this deck, we are almost pre-cyborged here. We've got 3 copies of Anger of the Gods, 2 copies of Goblin Dark Dwellers, 2 copies of Torrential GearHulk, there are 3 copies of Magma Opus, and a single Expansion Explosion. Expansion Explosion's been pretty good. You might want to consider playing a second one of this. These are the lands, pretty standard. This deck's not playing a crazy large amount of lands, but it is playing a good amount of lands. The amount of times that you'll go Dark Dweller to cast Archmage and Charm and draw 2 cards is pretty good. 5-drop, 4/4 menace that draws you 2 cards is pretty powerful. Along with a 5-drop, 4/4 menace that lets you look at your top 3 cards and, do all that jazz with Expressive Iteration. All in all, this deck is pretty good. It has its faults, it has its strengths. This deck's a little bit divided and spread out. This is best of 1 list. This list will not be for best of 3. This is a list you would take for best of 1. I got 1 Flame Blessed Bolt, 4 copies of Unholy Heat, so I have 5 1-mana removal spells, along with my 3 copies of Anger of the Gods. It's normally good enough against aggro decks, but you have a few other tools in Gerard's Disruption, and obviously the counter spells. One of the interactions that I realized that I didn't like is Torrential GearHulk cannot cast our Sweeper from the graveyard, but I think that's true in most cases, where GearHulk only casts instants. So we're using Magma Opus and Mizzix Mastery, which I'm sure you're not a stranger. You understand that this is a pillar in the format. It's a very powerful strategy. It's just something that you can't ignore. We're not going to play this deck very much this season, but this is a deck that I wanted to highlight. I think this deck could be good. I think it is definitely a deck that you could get to Mythic with. But this is the deck list, and without further ado, we're going to dive into some games. What the deck's wanting to start with, I think. Giant Killer. Yeah, against Giant Killer, I think we go ahead and bend the GearHulk right there. Go ahead and play our Search for Escanta. Thalia coming down. That's obnoxious. Put that in the graveyard. Get that shit out of here. Pass the turn to the opponent. Apparition. That's unfortunate. Definitely did not want Apparition to come down. I think I definitely benefit there from taking the giant killer card. Another giant killer. This Dark Dweller should be good. Go ahead and shoot that and get a 2/2 as well. We're not going to attack. We'll leave it back for a blocker. We're a control deck. Things are going in our favor now. Another Thalia, that's unfortunate. Not the end of the world. Okay. This Thalia makes it difficult. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Generation. I'll put this in my hand, this in my library, and this in exile. I'm not gonna attack. I'm just gonna pass the turn again. Yeah. Let's see what he ends up doing. Okay. Preserve our life total as much as we can here. Cast Consider. Put that in the graveyard. There we go. Here's an Anger of the Gods. Just shock and pass the turn. Yeah, I'm okay with that sticking. It's unfortunate, but I'm okay with it. I'll throw on 2 cards. I should have did this in response to this. I wanted to make sure I didn't need a counter spell for anything. I wonder how this game's gonna go. There's a Stifle. Pass turn. We have a Stifle at the ready. It's starting to feel like it's going in our favor. We'll Stifle that. We like our last card. We'd like to keep it. See what the opponent's last card is. We're drawn to a lot of options. Everything at me. Yeah. We'll go to 2 here. Opponent doesn't have any random combat trick. Okay. Go ahead and minus this.
I have just the trick.
Grab this. Still has a Thali in play. Fine. One of them in our hand. One of them in our library. One of them in exile. We're gonna cast Anger the God. Play this out. Just pass the opponent. They might have something. Said good game. Alright. We've got a 6-2 with the deck. Alright. Cue back in. I really like this blue-red control deck. I kind of just looked at all the decks that we played against throughout all Mythic, since we were in Mythic for like 22 days or 23 days or something like that. I just kind of like looked over all the different decks that we played against, and I decided that this deck looked like it was in a really good spot again. Putting us first. Double Archmage Charm, consider. But it's not on an aggro deck, our hand's good. Nah, this is way better. Alright. Black, white. Stitcher Supplier. So our first hand looked really good. Now. Grip Breakers, so it's Reanimator. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing, opponent. That's pretty cool. Grip Breaker throws the creatures into the graveyard for the reanimation spells too. Decline, because I don't think he has Unbarrow Rights. And he might, but like, in what numbers? He's on 1 mana, so yeah. So we'll go to 8 and 3 with this deck. I might even cut that from the main video for YouTube. I might cut that from the YouTube video. Because like, what if I don't? Yikes. But it was on an interesting deck for that to have happened the way it did. Eight and 3 here. Opponent goes first. I think we're going to keep it. I think it does enough. Does enough where I'm going to want to keep it. We might play some standard also, since we, I know that, okay, I need to give it some time to let my community decide whether or not we play standard or not. Because as of right now, we are almost exclusively, when it comes to ranked, we are almost exclusively historic. But I do have some ideas for some edits to some standard decks. And just some standard decks I kind of want to play. Mine is on green-white without a 2-drop. That, 0 chance that's resolving. What the fuck? Definitely gonna counter that Collective Company. 0 chance that's resolving. Anger of the Gods, that's a good one. 2 copies of Anger of the Gods now. The opponent can see the Anger of the Gods in our hand. I gotta fire a company off anyways. It might be Green White Angels. Green White Angels, it makes way more sense why they open like this. But Green White Angels normally doesn't play Heliod. Take action. I don't want the GearHulks here. Can't afford it. Okay, Narcissus probably gonna hit here. We're probably gonna cast the Narcissus in. Yeah, we're probably gonna cast the Narcissus in, try to find a fully. Yeah, that's nice. It's really nice. Alright. Feel like we're getting somewhere. Articular Veteran and Scurio. Second Anger of the Gods. Everybody grab a leg. Where do they get those? Where do they get those? How do I say stuff like that? Someone tell me. Twitch chat. Someone tell me. Someone get out there and help me figure this shit out. I feel like I need to know this. This will probably wrap it up, I imagine. We're just countering the Heliod outright. The opponent did top deck it though. They did have it. It's important. They did have it. It's a good game. The opponent probably doesn't even know this like game's going up on YouTube. Graveyard that. Yeah, I want to transform search for Escanta. What do you think we're doing here? Submit 3. Permanence to tap. Perfect. 2 damage here. This is a good one. Trying to put the opponent away here. I might need that Drawers Disruption. They are only on 5 mana. We found the explosions. We will be burying them. Alrighty, we'll go to 9 and 3 here. Feels pretty good, guys. Feels pretty good. Stack's gonna take us to Diamond. Sorry for the difficulties earlier when I was building the deck. I keep forgetting that I have a key that ends my stream, so that if something would happen and like say my son would fall off the bed or something and he'd sprint in here on the camera and be like crying or wailing or something like that, or you know, just anything like that would happen. I mean, he is 5. Sometimes he like wakes up crying in the night and stuff. So I do have an emergency stop. So sometimes when you're watching the stream, if it does just stop all of a sudden out of nowhere, I might have had someone like walk in my front door or something. Opponent goes first, but I typically like these hands. Okay. We're gonna get beat on this game, guys. We're gonna get beat on. I'm sworn. We're about to go to 9 and 4 almost for sure. This was really nice, but it might be too late. Maybe not. Counter that. We don't have a land now. Huh, better lucky than good. We'll shock, so we have a counter spell. Wash Away is really good. This card is really good. Definitely made deckable. When another creature enters the battlefield, so this will go to 4. That's exactly where we need it to be to kill it. Yes. Unfortunate. For the opponent, nice. It's really unfortunate. Down like that. They scried it to the bottom. Now we have to counter this, right? It's unfortunate, but that's how that has to go. Okay, that's unfortunate. We gotta hope the opponent just doesn't have it, right? Alright, just don't have it. Shock themselves. Go create a treasure. Oh my god! That's good. But not good enough. Go ahead and do this. If the opponent's last card's collective company, the last card's collective company, right? Yeah. Sure. Not too worried about it. Yeah, fuck, man. Your last card's collective company? I told you guys we were gonna get beat on this game. Where I'm like that. So we're good at what, 9 and 4? That's not bad. It's not bad. That doesn't make what is 9 and 4 doesn't. That's not good enough though. Every stream lately, we've been ending the stream with like day 2, like top 8 open, top 8 GP numbers, almost every day. That we've learned like 15 and 2 or 14 and 3. Those are like insane. Those are really good numbers. We play best of 1 though, so. Oh, it looks like we went to 8 and 4. I don't feel like that could be right. I definitely think it's 9 and 3. Or 9 and 4, sorry. I could be wrong now. We'll keep. See if we can get there this time. Goblins. I've been playing against goblins. We were not anticipating to play against goblins. Well, that benefits us, for sure. You gotta be shitting me. Sorry. I took a risk right there. A lot of people wouldn't have. Anger of the Gods is too good against them for me to throw that card. Now if he double deploys a goblin on the next turn without deploying that guy. Library. I'll draw that. The objective is to not let these resolve. There's no Cavern Souls in Arena. Play this.
I have practiced against many to hone your prowess.
This is grabbing a land. That's pretty good. Alright, that's fine. Especially... Alright. Yeah, I like all of that. Library, we're drawing that. We have Disruption to play. Play Anger. That felt pretty good. we can't actually kill the Krinko here. It might be the least of our worries though, so let's just pass the turn. We do have to counter this when it's cast. Snoop. I'm gonna counter the Snoop here. Prospector. We still can't get there. That in the graveyard. Throw another random card. Transport back. Ah, yeah. Okay. Don't get on top with this, that's for sure. Yeah, that's fine. We couldn't do anything about it, so we're not doing anything about it. He'll go for it. Matron, yeah. Can you go for it twice is the question? I doubt it. I doubt he could go for it twice. GearHulks. Archmage Charm. Counter target spell. And that's a good draw. That'll almost for sure wrap this game up, guys. I couldn't imagine what he's gonna have here. We're 6-3 with this deck right now. I like this one. Very good deck. Very good deck. Alright, let's see what he does. We'll counter that. That's no good for us. We could put him to 1, but that doesn't beat him. One of them in our hand, one of them in our library, one of them in exile. Let's pass. Wildly Goblin's fine. I mean, it doesn't actually get in there. It's 5 mana. And Krinko's not going to be good enough fast enough, so we'll pick up this game, guys. This was nice. Just wrapping this game up. I know we could have hit him for 1 there. Just wrapping the game up. So we got a 7-3 with this deck.